be satisfied. Blame the divine. Eventually they'll find the time. And what if I believe you? Or what if I believe you? What if I go on, give it your all tonight? You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, forgot who to pray. I'll never
Kev D, what's good, man? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, what's up?
We did it. I was having
Hey.
some pre-show nerves. I've been
Oh, do you
getting them.
really?
Yeah, the last few I've done, I feel the nerves a little bit, but I like doing it. So that's all that matters. I calm
Why not?
down as we get going.
Yeah, I bet. Want to know what I did on the little 10-minute break?
Yeah, what did you do?
Well, I went outside, took a few breaths, then I came in, and then I put on "Fame" by David Bowie, and then I put on these sunglasses, and I, danced in front of the mirror.
Feeling famous?
Yeah, I'm sure. I know you have a big following, so I want to.
Oh yeah, huge following. Anyway, this is Kev D. In case
Hey,
you're
everyone.
wondering, who the heck is this dude?
the
Who
heck
are
is
you, Kev?
Ooh, well, Trav and I went to high school together. We played on the Dukes, so that was more of a middle school thing.
Yeah, it was like a whole life thing, pretty much.
Yeah. Let's see. I'd go to your shows every now and then.
You came by yourself.
After college, yeah.
I hadn't seen you for like 5 years, and all of a sudden I'm literally at a show and I'm on stage screaming, and you run up straight to the front. And I was like, "Oh my God, Kev D is here." That was cool though. That meant a lot to me, honestly. To
Yeah,
see
good,
like
man.
see a friend that like I grew up with, and
Yeah.
we just
I like-
we never stopped being friends. We just went different ways for a while.
Sure. I like seeing, and I like seeing people doing things that are different. So
That was
you're,
different. That was a weird time.
How can you still talk?
Well, it's all technique, dude. It's not like you're not just like yelling and blowing out your voice. Like there's actually ways to do it and not hurt yourself at all.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But you also like have to know yourself and things like that. And like that
Yeah.
took practice. I hurt myself a few times. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you think it's like the actual move is to be like, rah, but really you have to have like good posture and technique and make sure you do it right, or else you really mess yourself up.
It's a posture thing to get the air flowing right.
It's a posture thing. Who else are you? I interrupted you.
Ooh. Man, that's fine. I see. I don't like answering questions about myself, so I reflected it back onto you.
Yeah,
But,
I appreciate that technique, actually. That's awesome. Yeah, we played
yeah,
baseball together.
concealing.
and-
Sure.
So how did you get to Otis
Oh, I
from
do.
Philly? Because you were living in Philly, so we grew up
I was,
together.
I was in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh. Thank you.
Yeah.
You were in Pittsburgh for a while, right?
Yeah. So actually, I did a master's degree in educational technology there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I worked on some really interesting project of doing stuff and with education and learning in Africa and whatever, etc. Yeah, and then I just sort of during COVID, I just let my lease expire, and I decided to, my grandpa passed away in June or so, and then I just decided to let my lease expire because COVID was going on, and I'd spend some time with family, and I've
Yeah, that's important stuff, man. That's
lived up here in Massachusetts, spent some time at my parents' house, then had to get away and went back to Pittsburgh for a month or so, and now I'm back here. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do next. So who knows?
What's next, Kev D?
I don't know, man.
Do you feel the pressure?
This podcast.
This feels like pressure?
No. The pressure. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because
yeah.
For those of you that no one here knows you, Kev was the valedictorian of my high school class. So, like, I imagine there was probably some pressure just growing up to try to always do really well.
Oh,
So
for sure.
What is that like as an adult?
That's
Is my question.
Good question.
I mean, it's got to be hard at times. We all go through shit. Like,
Yeah, I think I'm kind of. Hmm. I haven't really thought about that in a while. Thanks for,
I
thank you
threw
for,
you, putting you in the ringer right away here, Kev.
yeah, thank you for the reminder. Like, what is, I don't know, what is our obligation as
Well, do you
human
feel
beings
like,
to each
do you
other?
feel like you have to give in to like laziness and like the what people would consider not so good qualities of yourself in order to keep your sanity
Yes,
instead of like
definitely.
always trying to?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, totally. I think the Protestant work ethic has done a number on our psyches in this country. uh,
it's interesting, dude, because where I work now and what I do, I always have to be doing stuff, but I do it in such a little amount of time, and it's because I
yeah,
like it. I just buckle down and I just do it, and it doesn't
yeah.
feel like work to me.
Hmm.
And that's how I know I'm in a good place.
Oh, for sure.
You know, that's a really
Yeah,
hard thing
like
to find, bro.
it really is. Like I've been working on like this online math textbook for a year or
Yeah,
so. It's
man.
cool.
You told me about that a while ago.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. But more generally, like I've been doing programming, like computer programming for like uh, how long? I don't know, a lot. And it's like that's a very like at least I've been paid to do it for like 7 or so 8 years of the last 9 or whatever.
Wow.
But it's like that's like a very specific way of thinking. It's like I was sitting down to work today after you know watching binge watching BoJack Horseman yesterday, just like feeling like shit.
I need to watch that show. Everyone's like, dude, you'd love that show.
Yeah, it's it can get pretty depressing and dark, but it has moments that like
Adult
really lift
Swim.
it. Oh, it's a Netflix, yeah, but close
Yeah.
enough. But just like you know, having to think like a programmer all the time is like it's like a very specific way of like it's like hey you have all these thoughts and emotions. It's like hey can we force them into this box where it's like
Yeah.
this is how a computer works, right? It's like
Right.
you know.
Yeah. How do you fit an idea into that?
Hmm. And
Right.
you have to it's almost like
But it
I
requires like organized, thoughtful thinking,
oh for sure.
you know, but
Yeah.
it doesn't encompass the entire human
Oh,
psyche either.
definitely. I put as my in my Twitter bio some time ago recently, like math is my favorite disassociative.
How
It's
good
like,
were you at math? Didn't you get perfect on the math on the SAT?
yeah, man, all three.
That is
There's
crazy, dude. That is crazy. I remember
there's
hearing
three,
about that. I was like, "What?" Like I knew Kev was smart.
yeah, there's three math SATs. You got a math one, math two. I
I
do
don't
like
remember
math.
what I got.
Yeah, I do like math a lot, but it's like, what about like, you know, love and literature and emotions and what
Stuff you can't mathematically prove or make sense
right,
of.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
with you on that, man. I know like the hardest thing for me when I entered the working world
uh,
was having an art form and finding an art form in my like professional life because
mhm,
like ultimately that's the stuff that's important to me and
mhm.
like my soul and my sanity. I'm actually kind of bummed because this really cool band hit me up, and like I'm already in a band, but they hit me up and their music was awesome. They're like, we want you to try out, and I had to be like, yo, and they were so good, and I had to be
Uh-huh.
like, dude, I can't do it. So I guess maybe I've learned a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like we need that stuff. I mean, how important was that for you when you were like getting perfect scores on the SAT?
Yeah, for sure, man. Um, yeah, I guess math was sort of a big part of my identity. Um, growing up and doing well. I remember like during college, I sort of just like fucked around a lot, like got drunk a lot and had fun, and like didn't really put much into math. And I remember like a big part of my like post collegiate like professional experience was like just this deep sadness because I felt like I wasn't good at math anymore because like I would
Really?
like yeah it was like I don't know if it was like I didn't have the attention span or I hadn't been doing a lot of math. Um, but I was like, it felt like part of my identity was gone, like I couldn't like stuff that I used to know. It felt like it was really difficult, and
That's
that was like,
interesting.
yeah,
I know that feeling. It's like something's missing.
Right. Or like I lost a part of myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, and maybe, yeah.
I went through that when I quit music. I did it for it was like 8 years, 9 years when everyone got jobs and stuff. I was like living at my mom's and just trying to be a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
But it was ultimately too much.
What was too much?
I mean, I had to grow up, at least for me.
Yeah,
Grow up on my terms. Not
for
that
sure.
doing that isn't cool.
Right,
Like
right.
there's not many things I support more than good bands. I love bands. I would do it forever, but I couldn't. I couldn't. So I had, I started working and doing that less, and like I was like, my therapist was like, you totally removed something from your life that was the center of everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then just try to carry on not doing it, and no wonder why you're having bad anxiety.
The music, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for
Do you
sure.
feel that way about math?
Well, not as much. It's balances, right? Where if I've been doing programming and math for a while, and like now, like like starting in probably September or October, my friend Zach hit me up, and he's like a friend from Carnegie Mellon, um, and he was like, "Hey, this local Pittsburgh group, they're like an interdisciplinary, like they make their own music and make their own like beats, but they also like do like dance and like weird like performance art kind of thing."
Oh, really?
Yeah. Their name is Slow Danger. It's a couple, Anna and Taylor.
Slow danger.
Yeah, Slow Danger. Like climate change, right? Or like existential dread, right? Not just like a leopard
Uh,
behind the bushes.
you got
Slow
any
Danger.
of that? I got some. A little bit.
Existential dread. Yeah, for sure. Um, but he was like, "Hey, we want someone to like. They're working on this like web project, and I helped them like make a like an interactive like online um, like theatrical performance that like use the computer, and it was like really great thematically because there was like a
Mm-hmm.
face recognizer and like a hand recognizer, and they had like this whole monologue, all these different monologues that were like
Oh, it sounds like the
all about.
future, man.
It was like very trippy space to be in because especially because the themes they're working with was like, yeah, when you're on the computer you're just basically like your head and your fingertips, right? It's like there's really not much space for like embodiment, and like it can be kind of like sometimes I feel like a computer or a smartphone just like sucks your brain in, and you're living in this like world of yeah.
When there's so much more than that, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So what are you doing now? You're in Massachusetts. You're hanging out on the show.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah. um yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do next. I mean, I'm kind of like still doing some contract stuff for the math textbook.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't know.
what are you really doing? Because you were telling me about the interpretive dance thing that you were telling me that like it made you felt like really good when you did it, and like it was like a meditation.
Huh. Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, when we met at Wooden Tap.
That's true. uh, yeah, I learned to spin poi, which is like, I think it's technically like a New Zealand kind of Maori art where it's like you have a ball on a string, you spin it around.
Oh, I
Yeah.
I think I've seen that before.
I
Is
can,
that what was in your picture?
yeah, that's here. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay, man. Yeah, put on some lo-fi music in the background. Lo-fi.
So we got these big old things right here.
All right.
You can spin them around. I'll just do something really simple. That's all.
So you
But
light
you
them
can
on fire?
you light them. You can light them on fire. Yeah. But I can do all sorts of little tricks.
Yeah.
It's very mathematical actually, which is what I like about it. But it's like embodied math because there's like all these different patterns you can do.
How do you describe embodied math? It's like if math was a person. Like Elon Musk.
Yeah. It's funny.
What's his kid's name again? Looks like an equation.
Aeon Flux or something?
I don't know.
Well, I think, math is just like, it's typically just like, it's taught as like you sit down and you do your times tables or whatever, right? But there's also something called like, for example, like graph theory. So like if you have like a bunch of different, like Google, like navigating Google Maps, right? Like if you have a bunch of different intersections and each, it's like a graph of roads, right? That goes between different things. So I like to sort of think of like, you can sort of dance in that kind of way where if like each like dance move is like a different part of the graph and like you can do like, like do a move and like go to a different part of the graph and each sort of transition is like,
you know what it reminds me of is like sacred geometry, but I don't know anything about that. Do you?
I don't know. No, not much.
Damn, we got to get Tyler on here.
I'm sure Tyler knows about that.
Yeah, he does. He's all into that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you find like your days are like mathematical, like you have habits? Like you organize things a certain way?
I wish I was that organized.
I'm not at all. Like that is my downfall as a human. I feel like I can do a lot of things, but organizing isn't one of them. I organize it all in here, and you can just only organize it so much.
Oh, for sure. And I've tried to like, I don't know, I think the most I've tried to like, set day schedules where I'm like, I'm going to do this and then this, whatever. It's really difficult for me to maintain though. It's like, I think if I have like some sort of goal I'm working towards, then it's a little bit easier. But like, I think the most consistent habit I've done is like, I made like a little index card with like 7 or 8 different things. And I did it every night before I went to bed. So it was like, plug in my phone, like fill up a big bottle of water and like put it next to my bed and like put out my clothes for tomorrow and like write a page in my journal or like write 3 things that made me happy that day.
Yeah, man.
Look up the weather. And I had just like, I'd write the dates for every day that week. And then like each night I would check them off. And I got like a good 20 weeks in a row of doing that every day mostly. And I think that's probably the most organized I've ever been.
Well, you're holding yourself accountable too. Like that's the big part about that is you have to be able to follow through. But there's some power in that, in like writing things down. Yeah. Don't you think? Do you write at all?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've been journaling a lot lately. Actually, my grandpa was really big on to-do lists. Like every morning he would write 10 things he had to do, and then he's like, oh, sometimes only check off 3 of them though. So, but we'd always joke that like to-do lists were such a big part of it, and I can do that too. Sometimes it's like today I've been feeling like shit, so I just I told myself to work for 1 hour, and then I worked for an hour, and I was like, okay, that's all I can handle today.
Yeah, no, you can give yourself a break. You know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's good. I think it's good for anyone watching to be mindful of self-care, and sometimes something as simple as writing it down will keep it in your mind, because we get so caught up. That's how I get. At any time, I could go to the doctors, or I could bring my cat to the vet, or I could put tires on my car. I could pay this bill. It's that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, it's I could do all these things, right? And there's so much to be done.
But you figure it out.
Yeah, you figure it out.
You gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Yo, I was thinking that we need one of these nights to get Dedrick on here and play some Halo. What do you have? Do you have a PC that you could game on, or an Xbox?
No. I have an old Xbox. I don't think it's connected to the internet though.
An Xbox 360?
No, just the regular Xbox, the old one.
It'd be good to get the crew together and play some of that.
I can play campaign, you know.
Dude, we used to get remember the skulls?
Yeah.
We would play like 4 people at a time on Legendary, and it would take like 7 hours. But we would get all of them.
Yeah, and there's like one where you get it and like the grunts, you shoot the grunt's head and they blow up or something.
Yeah. What a game. The new one's supposed to come out. It's supposed to be good. Hopefully. They got to save that franchise. What's the last one you played?
Whatever I played with Steve and Babs, I think it's like the remade version of Halo 2 or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that was excuse me. The first one in the Master Chief collection. And then I think they might have remastered 3 too. Reach is on there. You ever play Halo Reach?
I think I might have played that back when I was with Kyle back in the day.
That's at the end where you're just like on the planet as it's falling to the Covenant. And it just says survive. And you just play until you die. And like the helmet's all cracked and you see it. You see everything. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a pretty cool story. I mean, I don't know about you. Do you still game a lot?
Not really. No. Maybe I should.
I do. I feel like it's so good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it never feels like a waste of time. Like I definitely like feel like, hey, I can't really play because I have other things to do, but it's such a good escape.
Because it's active, but it's also
active.
It's also kind of passive though, because it's not like.
It's taking you through this thing, but you're in charge of what's going on. I mean, games are so good now. Like, there's any kind of how do you want to do that?
Right, because like the game they design them so that it's like you're never trying too hard or like it's too boring, right? You're always in that zone of like interestingness, where it's still like a little bit challenging.
Dude, I'm playing a game right now called Returnal. It's a PS5 exclusive, where you're this woman that crashes in a spaceship on a random planet, and she gets out and she starts looking around and she starts seeing dead versions of herself that have like tapes playing back. And as you play through this, every time you die, you start at the beginning. Everything is procedurally generated, so it's different every time. And you have to start through each run and coming back. There's like a story through it and like a path to follow. It is the craziest game I played, and I love it. It's so good.
What is it called?
Returnal.
Returnal. Like a eternal return.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope, but like even now, like, and I'm older now. I'm not like a kid anymore. Like when I get done with work and like nothing's going on, and I get off of here, I'm gonna be like like unwind and just it's like reading a book.
Yeah,
to
for
me.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I played this interesting like 2-person cooperative game with some friends that they've been doing. It's like actually you and your girlfriend might want to play it. It's like I forget what it's called, but there's like
It Takes Two.
Yeah.
Me and Rachel just beat that like 2 days ago.
Oh, congrats.
Dude, it's so good. It's like a Pixar movie.
It really is, yeah, because it's like
that's so funny. She's watching right now. She's probably like, "Oh my god, I know that game."
So like the parents like want a divorce or something, and then the little girl like imagines like that she like puts their spirits into like these like little voodoo dolls and then you have to play as the dolls and like you have to do like cooperative kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you have to like depend on each other. Oh, there she is in the chat. That was a good game. Yes, it was. We had a lot of fun playing it, and we get like frustrated and have to turn it off. Like it's a good time. You played it? Who did you play with?
Just my friend Mike, because he wanted to show me.
Dude, it's really fun.
Yeah, no, I know it was great. We like we started on like the trial or something, and like did something with hammers where you have to like. I think I had a hammer and he had a nail, and he
he throws a nail. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to like jump. No, I like those kind of cooperative games. Yeah.
It's a cool way to experience that with someone else too, because you depend on each other. And I liked it because like my girlfriend plays games, but she's not like as far as it comes to like the right sticks, she's not very good at like looking around. She's like that kid in Halo that used to be like this.
Yeah.
So like it's tough, but still there's like 2 buttons you have to press, 3 buttons other than that, and anyone can play it.
Yeah, exactly. I was playing like last year, last fall or
D-Bake,
so.
what up?
Oh, is he in there?
Yeah, he's in here.
Oh,
Hey,
cool.
you sexy fellas.
Oh, thanks.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Oh no, I was saying I was playing Overcooked with my little sister, and yeah, it's like you have to sort of be very aware of their abilities, right? Because like I feel like when I used to play video games, is like when I was a kid, I had no like empathy. I was just like, oh yeah, it's like here's the controller, here's what these ones do. Good luck,
Bro. you had to have no empathy if you were playing Halo with the people we played Halo with. No empathy. It was disgusting.
It was
The
brutal.
pregame lobbies. Oh my god.
Oh, there was 13-year-olds saying things about my mother that I would not want to repeat here.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
That definitely helped me though. That time. That was like when my parents got divorced. Was like right around that time.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and I would just get online and play Halo. I think that's how I learned to talk to people about what I had going on with me.
Huh. Interesting.
Was in online games. I don't know. Like I think it's part of who I am. I think my parents did a great job raising me. At least as far as like how I can interact with people. I've always been able to like speak and talk and have a good conversation for the most part. But I don't know.
So would you be doing this with strangers? Like you'd be talking with strangers?
Yeah.
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 That is interesting. Huh. I don't know if I ever did anything like that.
It wasn't like every stranger.
Oh, for sure, no.
But I don't know. I met people like Swipa. I don't know if you remember who he was. Dedrick does if he's watching. Yeah, we all played with him. He was from like North Carolina or something, and he hung out with like our group of friends online.
Yeah, wasn't there one guy who came up and like visited once and like came to a party once?
That might have been him, honestly. That might have been him. Yeah, me and Kyle Harold met him online. And then he started playing with Dedrick and Steve and them. And that's when they were really good with Jeremy and they were beating everybody. Remember those days?
Midget Sniper? Yeah.
Shout out. Yeah, Midget Sniper.
Dual brute shots. No, it's really interesting the kind of connections you can make with people online.
Yeah, man, I do this almost every day. And I hear a lot of pretty incredible stories from people. Because it's like suddenly the boundary is gone. Like we can just hop online and be boom right here. You know, you're in Massachusetts. I'm in Connecticut.
True.
And we can just have a conversation. And it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Is it for everybody? I don't know.
Yeah.
We need interaction though. That's key.
No, definitely, man. Yeah, it's just there's like so many different. I've been really interested in like. Have you ever heard of Marshall McLuhan? Like, The Medium is the Message?
That sounds really familiar.
I think he was big in, like, media theory in, like, the 50s or 60s or something. And it's like the medium is more important than what's being said. So, like, this is, you know, a face-to-face kind of conversation, me and you. There's, like, certain affordances. Like, we can see each other's video and, like, there's... but then, like... If you go to like, you know, Twitter or something, it's all text, or like Instagram, it's like messages. And I'm really interested in like how different social media sites are like designed. It's like, you know, maybe they got the algorithm there that like makes, I feel like a lot of social media apps, they just like design them to keep you on there, right? Like,
well, it's social currency as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how influencers happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's that, but so much money is thrown into it. A lot of people are making money off of it too.
Yeah.
Look at Mark Zuckerberg. You know?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. No, I'm wondering like, yeah, you can go online and like connect with anybody, right? And it's like, there's all sorts of like, you know, weird little fandoms. Did you ever like, I don't know, go to like forums and talk about like your favorite bands or something or that kind of thing?
On Reddit. Reddit is a place where, I mean, you can find anything on Reddit.
That's
but
true.
I do that. I watch a lot of hockey on Reddit, which is cool.
Do you like talk to the people and the?
No. When I was younger, I did. I remember being so young when I first got internet. Like I had AOL, and there was like chat rooms I could go in when I was a little kid. Did you have that too?
Yeah.
Remember how weird that was? They were just like,
So
let's
weird.
just throw a bunch of kids in here. There's no. Oh man.
Yeah.
The havoc.
Like, yeah, AIM was more like you could talk to people that you knew, like you'd exchange your screen names or whatever. There's like a little profile you had. You could put like, like, oh, EHS Nights, like 3-0 or something.
I would put song lyrics. I remember my mom got really mad at me one time because I put an Eminem song like completely unedited in the bio or whatever it was. I got grounded for that.
Oops.
I don't remember what song it was, but I have that memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's wild. Talk about a long time ago.
Yeah, and there were like chat rooms you can go into and be like, ASL, what's up?
And now that's all, like, we have this.
Yeah, fucking.
Like, I don't know if it's good, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's mostly good. I think we just have to adapt, but I think we're also at a point where it's like we're not supposed to be so virtual.
Yeah, I think especially during
we're monkeys. We should be like out in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
So it affects people, I mean, it's affected me. I know I need to get my ass to the gym because I eat chicken wings and I wake up the next day and I'm fluffy as hell. I'm like, dude, gotta move the body.
Oh, for sure. What gym do you go to?
Planet Fitness.
Is it closed now?
No, it's open.
Yeah.
It's open.
It's a pain in the ass to work out with a mask on, man.
I hate it. That's what I hate the most about it. Well, I mean, it's not too bad when you're lifting, but when you're running or you're doing cardio, it's terrible.
Dude, I was at a wedding a couple weeks ago.
Nice. Weddings are fun.
Yeah. It was weird though, because it's like it was in New York, and like each table had like a different. Like you have to go and you have to stay within the bounds. They had like little square duct taped squares on the ground where like you had to stay like in that square. Like, I mean, no one really listened to that, but you had to keep your mask on. And the point is, I was trying to dance with a mask on, and I was like, I can't breathe. So then I'd like go outside and get some fresh air. But
yeah, but COVID's been weird, man. It's I'm like mostly ready. Like, I don't want any more people to die, but I feel like everyone is dying. If that makes any sense. Like, we're all and businesses are hurting, and it's sad to see people are struggling mental health wise. I mean, that's why I started doing this, because I was like, well, if we can just have some vulnerable conversations that support people, then that's a good thing.
Definitely.
It's easier said than done, but it's
for sure. It's hard to one thing that came up about like the technology and stuff. So I was working on like an ed tech project where we got like software designed to like go on little tablets, like educational software. So it's like, you learn to read, you learn to write, whatever. You play little games and like you learn math or whatever. And it has like little storybooks. But it was for like sub-Saharan Africa.
Nice.
So like, these places where like we did some testing somewhere, and like the village we were testing in, they didn't even have mirrors. Like,
really?
They had like one mirror where the kids would like go to get their haircut at the barber, but that was it. So like, yeah, like I literally like went on a bus and like flew to Tanzania and like stayed in like these people's like little house. They're running water, and was like, here's some tablets. Like, we're gonna teach you how to. We're gonna help you.
Just like that.
Yeah, just
Pretty
like that.
much.
It's magic. Yeah, but it's like I'm like, yeah, like what is this the right thing, right? Do we want to be like, giving these people, like these magic boxes that give them access to like.
Were they happy?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they have so little.
Well,
Did
happy.
They seem happier?
Well, I don't know, man. It's hard to tell that kind of thing, right? It's like.
Yeah. How do you determine that? How do you measure
Yeah.
that? Were they smiling? It's usually a good indicator.
Yeah, but if they're smiling at me, it might just be because they want the white person to give them money or something. Who knows? Right?
Is that what it's like?
I mean, Tanzania was very poor. Like a lot of the people were farmers, or like, yeah, it was, and I think there was, yeah, I took a bus and there's like a lot of people like trying to, sell things, like get you to buy like a little granola bar or whatever, for like a couple bucks. So yeah, there's a lot of poor people. Well, compared to the U.S., we're like fucking. I mean, we're no Dubai, right? But but we've got a lot of wealth here, so a lot of material comforts.
It's amazing that there's so many poor people here too, and how hard it is once you're poor to get out of being poor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like we punish people who are poor on the streets or like whatever it is. Something happens, we punish them with money, and then once you're poor.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
really
I feel
hard.
so lucky. Like, just like having like being kind of manic depressive in a way, right? Where I'm like, sometimes I just have a ton of energy, and sometimes it's just like fuck me. I can't do anything right now. It's like, if I didn't have some sort of level of like material comfort, like what the fuck would I be starving right now, or like in jail, or like just like a homeless person on the streets?
Well, it's important to acknowledge the privileges that we have. I mean, that's like a hot term now, is privilege. I think there's a lot to it. I do. At least it's important from like a culturally competent standpoint. Just like understand where other people come from and how it differs from you, because it's not about you. Like she says in Doctor Strange, it's not about you. You've seen Doctor Strange, right?
No, I haven't. No.
Bro, come on, aren't you Doctor Strangeloop?
Well, that's a different thing. I didn't realize.
Come on, bro.
Didn't realize Doctor Strange was a thing.
This whole time I thought you were like Doctor Strange. Yo, you better apologize.
I'm sorry.
You better apologize.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Is that? I like his little goatee there. It looks like he's played by Robert Downey Jr.
Sanctum Sanctorum. No, it's Benedict's.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, something like that.
That guy. No, so Strange Loop is like a concept. That's complicated. Anyway.
You think I'm too stupid for it, Kev?
No, I just don't want to explain.
You're probably right.
It's not. No, it's like about like. Maybe I should get better at explaining it.
Dude, you got sent over to Africa to teach kids how to use technology. What
That's
exactly
true.
were you trying to teach them? Was it computers, TVs? What you said? Oh, you told me they were playing San Andreas, right?
Oh shit! So that was in Zanzibar. So Zanzibar is like a little vacation island.
Yeah.
It's people live there, but it's like very touristy. It's like off the coast of Tanzania, and it's like there's a bunch of boats, like a big port city, and you walk through this place called Stone Town. Like there's all these like little like shops with like art and little knickknacks and kind of thing, and it's like all there's people trying to get you, Mr. Come in, best price, whatever. And then amongst all of that, there's like, I walk by this door and there's just like a Grand Theft Auto poster on the door, and I walk in and it's just like there's like 3 TVs on either side, and they're just like 20 like just little Zanzibar guys, like little African kids, just like playing, probably aged like 8 to like 15, maybe younger. Like,
dude, that's such a fun game.
Yeah, and like one of them was playing. One TV had GTA, like 2 had like some knockoff FIFA. One had like.
Oh, there was a different soccer franchise. I forget what it's called. Yeah, that's a thing, a knockoff FIFA.
Yeah.
I don't like soccer anyway.
which me neither. I played one. I played a game and some kid kicked my ass.
No,
And
you played baseball, man. That's how that we play. We were on the same baseball team.
I did play baseball.
You were
yeah.
good at baseball.
Was I? I guess I was pretty good.
I was okay. Wrestling was my sport. That was more me. I always loved baseball, though, man. I used to wear number 2 for Derek Jeter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked, you know, I would pitch. I'd be the pitcher every now and then, right?
I used to pitch. We both pitched on the Dukes.
Oh, shit, you did.
I played shortstop mostly, though.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, we were like 10. We were like 10 or 11. You got to think that was probably what? That was farm. Was that farm league?
Yeah, farm league. Yeah.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
It was farm league, and then it was minors and majors.
Farm was like 9, and then minors and majors were 10, 11, 12.
Maybe it was maybe it was a minor league because I don't think I made it my first. I didn't make it till my 3rd year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, I wasn't that good.
Oh, right, because they had the minors and the majors.
And they would try to tell us it doesn't matter. We just don't have any room for everyone in the majors. And we're like, we know that all the kids that suck are gonna go to the minors. Like, cut it out.
Well, sorry, Trav. Do you want to get a trophy just for participating?
We got some trophies, dude. I remember when I was 12, I broke my wrist on my dirt bike, and I had to miss. I played like 2 games with Rice Packaging. It was the year I finally made the majors, and I broke my wrist, and I didn't play any more games, and they won the entire thing, and they handed me trophies. I was like, all right, all right.
That's a good deal, man.
I had Ben Mace on my team.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Janiga, who was a sick pitcher, dude. That kid was like 12, throwing like 90 mile an hour fastballs. No, they were like 60 miles an hour though.
That's what it felt like, right?
Felt like 90. You just close your eyes and swing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like so different than everyone else. It seemed like.
Well, yeah, there's always those people that are like a step up, like that.
Right. Well,
like,
even
he kept playing and stuff. Like.
Yeah. No, even like, you know, the guys who were also good, he would just like sort of had a different character to him. Or like, you know.
I wrestled with his 2 younger brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt did the team of 1 thing in summers while we were a team of 2 my senior year. Might have been my junior year too.
Yeah.
Because Ellington wouldn't get a program.
Oh, right. So, okay. Team of 1. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what we had to do. And I practiced in summers because that's where I grew up wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
You still do any sports?
No, not really. I played Frisbee with some friends a couple weeks ago.
You play Ultimate Frisbee?
No, it was like this weird kind of this modified Ultimate Frisbee where it's like, yeah, there's like midline and then there's like you have to knock over a water bottle on the other team side by passing it to each other like Ultimate Frisbee. It's the same where if you drop it then you lose possession.
I lost you for a sec, I think. You just froze a little bit.
Yeah. No, I really liked. I think I was like in a weird spot, just like, and being outside and like playing team sports. I haven't done it in so long, you know. From
it's fun.
Yeah.
I need some. I'm thinking maybe when the world opens up, I want to do like some jiu-jitsu or like some form of grappling. I would do wrestling again if I could, but that's like not a thing that exists. Guys don't wrestle past like 25. Except for like the really good ones that go to like the Olympics and stuff. Or like Ben Askren. Do you watch UFC at all?
No, but I watched it once.
Yeah, that's how I got into that because I was a wrestler, so I always appreciated the art form. It is an art form. Martial arts.
But did they get a lot of, you know, wrestling? Or like, do they get a lot of like grappling, or is it mostly just
everything? Well, they call it mixed martial arts, so it's everything now. Like the guys that are really good have, you know, at least 2 backgrounds that they're really, really good at.
If you had to do it, what would your 2?
Wrestling, and I need striking, so probably Muay Thai or probably kickboxing.
You can do baseball, right? You play baseball. Just ask if you can bring a bat. You'll be like-
To a UFC
hockey.
fight.
Hockey fighting. There you go.
I love hockey. Hockey's great. That's a thing that's great for my mental health. Except, actually, I don't know if I can really say that, because being a New York Rangers fan is not good for my mental health. You follow me on Twitter. It's just all the time.
Does it? How do you feel about, like, putting so much? I like stopped following sports because I felt like, I don't know, like putting too much of my psychic energy into something that I can't control. Just like, I don't like it.
I agree. I don't think I'm at a point where, like, it takes over. Like, I manage my life pretty well.
Yeah.
But I still have that thought where I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous that I'm cheering for these men that I don't even know. And, like, I like cry when they lose in the finals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess
Only a few tears.
I guess I shouldn't judge because I do like, like sitcoms and television fiction. I don't know any of them. It's all fake, right? So.
Yeah, I think sports are good for people, though.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's mostly a positive thing, and that's why it exists.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I love hockey, man. I can't wait till, like, I can go to games and stuff again.
It is
and,
very
like,
exciting.
the community and being around, 20,000 people that are all rooting for the same team. It's pretty badass. Special energy.
Mm-hmm. No, being in that type of environment, like, back when I was at Duke, like, just the basketball games would have a totally
Forgot
different...
you went to Duke.
I know. I just was trying to. The basketball games would have an incredible energy there. Just like being in a place where everyone's like on the same side. And
Coach K.
Coach K. Yeah. It's great energy. Yeah, this friend of mine. I think I told you about him. He like his background is in like both martial arts and sports and like theater, and like his whole thing is like inventing, like he's very creative. Like he's very in touch with like.
He invented a sport.
Yeah, he invented a sport.
Yeah, hold up. Maybe I can pull this up. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. What is it called?
Circle Rules Football.
Are there videos on YouTube?
I don't know. Good question. Let me.
Oh yeah, there's a 42-second video. Hold up.
Put it on.
Give me a sec.
When drama meets sport. No, it's.
There we go. I'm gonna bring you right here. This is Circle Rules Football.
Yeah, you play with like a giant exercise ball.
Here we go.
Okay. The game is played on a circular field with one goal in the center. One team scores through one way, the other team scores through the other. The game ball is similar to a yoga ball, but a little smaller and faster. And you can touch it with any part of your body, so you're using soccer skills, basketball skills, volleyball skills, but you can't hold it. Also, each team can have a goalkeeper who can't score, but has full contact with the other goalie in an area right around the goal called the key. It's called Circle Rules Football.
Oh, it's good for kids too. No, you're good. You're good, man. That's fine.
Okay. The game is played on a circular field with one goal in the center. One team scores through one way, the other team scores through the other.
So
the game ball is similar to a yoga ball,
exercise
but a
ball.
little smaller and faster. And you can touch it with any part of your body, so you're using soccer skills, basketball skills, volleyball skills, but you can't hold it. Also, each team can have a goalkeeper who can't score, but has full contact with the other goalie in an area right around the goal called the key. It's called Circle Rules Football. We started it about 4 years ago, and it's been spreading all over the world. It's easy to learn, anyone can play, but the New York City League gets pretty nasty.
I know, right? Well, I think like what's interesting about it is like You get a bad noise.
Stream. All right. They can't hear me now. You can hear me now. It says you can hear me. Let's just continue.
Let's do it. I can hear you.
So, circle rules football.
Oh yeah. So like my friend Greg, he like sort of, gave me I've always sort of, he thinks of like sports as theater. Cause it's like, there's like a very similar, it's like, okay, we're all going to watch this game. We're all going to like agree that like this matters. Like this has importance. We're going to all agree to the rules. And like, it's like, you're all like, when you go into the hockey stadium, right? It's like everyone, you're all sort of buying into the fact that like, hey, like we're going to care like what the outcome is. And like, we're going to, we're going to like they're going to follow the rules. And like, they're going to, accept the rules. And like, it's almost like performative, right? Where it's like, yeah. And like, back in the day when they had, like Aztec warriors or something where they, the winner would like get their head cut off or something.
Fight to the death.
Fight to the death. Exactly. It's like, bring that back.
Well, that's what MMA is, bro.
Is that what happens?
I guess. Well, hey man, you know what? People need something to feel like they're a part of.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Right? I know I do. And it's I mean, and that's in categories even. It's like friends, family.
Yeah.
Teams, places.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's like, so that's kind of like, I mentioned like what a strange loop is before, and or I didn't say what it was, but it's like, who are we, right? It's like, who are you? It's like, what is your identity? Like, who is Travis Coet? It's like we're this big, who is Kevin DeLand? I'm like this big collection of identities. I'm like, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a friend, I'm a programmer, I'm an educator, I'm a creative, like, and it's like all these different roles that we play in like different situations, right?
And that makes up our identity, really.
Right. So like, but then when you're saying like when you were working like a job you didn't like, it's like you were like, what was it like, going to work every day doing a job you didn't like?
Terrible. I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like rolled with it until I could find something else, and ultimately I couldn't find something else, and I just quit because I could not take it anymore. Mm-hmm. And that was like one of the lower points in my life, and that like the start of who I am now and all the things I do, the things I try to do at least.
Yeah.
It could totally eat your soul because you spend 8 hours a day, 7 hours a day, whatever it is, 10, 12. Some people work crazy hours. Like it can be a lot, especially if you don't want to be there. So that became a priority of mine. Like part of my self-love was going to be only, do a job where I feel like I want to be there and that matters. And I still think I got lucky with where I work now, but got lucky. It was a journey, bro. That was a long answer.
No, that was a good answer. For sure. Yeah, but it's like it takes something out of your your soul to like if you don't like it, like you have to go and you have to perform every day, right? It's
you got to make money, bro.
Right, for sure.
Like that's the reason you're there. There's no other reason.
Definitely. But to make the money, you have to like you have to. I mean, I'm guessing you didn't like it because like.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of reasons, dude.
Sure.
I mean, the commute sucked. I was driving my car all the time. I mean, I don't even need to get into it. It's just, when something's not good for you, you feel like you're being poisoned. Yeah. That's what I can compare it to, is it felt like I was being poisoned every day. Mm. And by the time I'd get home, I'd be exhausted, so I didn't do anything else. I was sitting down all the time. Like, there was no self-love. And, you know, self-love can be a lot of things. It should be boundaries, first and foremost, in a lot of cases. That's something I really sucked at for a long time, was just, like, allowing jobs and allowing people to sort of just walk all over me because I thought that's what I deserved, you know?
Okay, yeah.
I think a lot of people go through that, though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people. And that's why I do what I do. And I have smart people like you come on and talk about life.
I'm not that smart.
Oh, you're a pretty smart dude. Well, we always have like really creative conversations.
Oh, shit.
Oh, blackout. It's going to be an episode of Saw. There he is.
Trying to put myself in a more comfortable position.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
So what's your I talked so much about me and like what I do, at least like self-love and like going through the stuff that we all go through as adults and not really knowing how, really just winging it. What do you do? Do you have any like, I like, for instance, someone came on here and was like, I make my bed, and from then on, when I make my bed in the morning, I know I have control of the rest of my day.
Huh.
Or like, do you go for runs, or do you take space to write, or like it could be anything?
Yeah, I've been meditating more. Like 4:30, I think today. I just like, I set a timer for 40 minutes and just like sat in a chair and just tried to focus on my breath, and like it feels like I've been going through some shit, you know. It's like just like not, it's both like being okay with boredom, and also like not trying to escape emotions, like not trying to escape negative emotions, just sort of like
sit
with them, yeah, and
sit
sort of
them,
yeah, it just feels good to like get a release out of it.
Meditating is tough though. I mean, I know for me, I know like once you learn how to do it, I mean, the way people talk about it seems like it's like riding a bike, but it's really hard for me. I've only done it maybe once or twice. My brain just doesn't stop, dude. I'm like all day long. Like I got to do this all the time. That's why I get so much done so quickly. I'm incredibly efficient.
Yeah. I think it is a practice. Like you have to start with like, back when I started 2014, 2013, like, yeah, I could barely do like 5 minutes. It's like, cause I either have to move or like I'm thinking and like.
I have stuff to do. That's the first thing that went through my mind when I was like, I can't be doing this right now. Got places to be, things to do. But what are they? They're just things that need to be done.
Right. And if you can, you know, approach those, it depends on what the things are, but if you can approach those things with more space and more clarity, right? It's like,
well, is that any different than like video games, or like, I mean, that can be a meditation in a way, or like a hobby. Like I would definitely say playing guitar or writing. It's like that flow state.
Oh, definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
Because we need that space from ourselves. I know I do. All the time.
Something to focus on, yeah.
All the time. Well, because, you know, we're conditioned to consume, right? I mean, that was more like part of the learning for me, was not focusing so much on consuming and like trying to make things. You know, so like I'm into like graphic design and music and writing and playing guitar and like making things, because nothing can take that away from you. It's yours, no matter what you want to do with it. You can post it online or keep it to yourself. It's actually really helpful, like if you have something to say to somebody that's not really positive, to like write it down and throw it out or delete it off your phone or whatever it is. My therapist taught me that. I was going through some stuff. She was like, write that person a letter.
And throw it away, yeah. And
because your brain doesn't know the difference after you write it down and you just get rid of it. It's like you're still unloading it somewhere.
Yeah, no, that's an old like Benjamin Franklin thing or something. You know, write someone a letter and throw it away. And then I think the modern day version of that is like make a negative meme about someone and then put it in your trash.
But can't you unsend messages on Instagram now? I think you can.
Oh, maybe. Well, why send it in the first place if you can just,
You know, there's gonna be some people abusing that. Some drunk dude messaging some girl, like "What up?" and then he sees it in the morning. I think you only have so long before you can unsend it, like a few minutes or whatever. Be curious to know what the move is. I don't plan on unsending any messages.
Yeah.
Maybe from 10 years ago. Who knows?
Well, if they're from 10 years ago, then no one's going to look at it.
Were you silly in your college years? Did you party a lot?
That was pretty silly. Yeah, I partied a lot. I had a lot of fun, Just...
Me too.
But there was, I don't know, a good degree of, it turning into like self-loathing at a point,
Yeah.
Where it's like, if there's alcoholism is acceptable in college, where you're just like, I feel like it was like, oh, I need it to be social or just feel normal. Otherwise, I'm just like tired or depressed.
Well, dude, there's like something to that, because as human beings, we want to connect with other people and be social.
Yeah.
That's why we beat ourselves up when we don't want to. But in reality, we just need a break.
Yeah.
But our 20s was about, for me, was about learning all that and not taking care of myself and doing whatever.
You gotta get out of your system.
Yeah, I just feel like people our age are in a rush. I know I was. I dealt with it, man. I felt like I had to have everything figured out when I was 25. I didn't figure it out until I was 30, almost 31.
Do you feel like
I don't feel like I've totally figured it out.
Good, because I don't either.
I feel like I figured out like my career path and like what's going to make me money and what I'm going to be good at if I keep doing it. But they're not easy things. Like, this is not easy to do what we're doing. I totally botched the screen share, but it's not an easy thing to do. Like, you got to learn how to do it and whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of lost my train of thought there. I hate when that happens on shows. It's the worst feeling.
Yeah. No, I know you, like, I get the feeling. I feel like I'm always fluctuating between, like, excited idealism and then, like, terrified pragmatism, where it's like, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm like, wait, but then I have to, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, you spend more time thinking, but you spend less time doing.
Yeah.
And then you make rash decisions. I can't talk. Rash decisions. Whew. I don't know if I just had a stroke, everybody. I don't know what just happened to me. Yeah, dude. So what are you thinking? You want to keep chatting it up? You want to call? I mean, we've been going for a little over an hour.
I'm wondering if I have anything to say.
Well, that's why we're here. That's literally. I'm so glad you answered it that way. You weren't like, "No, we can end, man." It's like, let's dig it out.
Yeah.
Well, I know what we will do is have you, me, and Dedrick on here. That'll be a crazy conversation.
Hey, what?
You, me, and Dedrick on here? That'd be a really fun conversation.
That could be fun. Yeah. I told Dedrick about my Halo-themed dreams.
What?
Wait, did I tell you about how I had like a bunch of Halo-related dreams?
But that's awesome. Actually, I feel like you did. I just don't remember exactly what it...
Huh. I don't know. It's like, I think it sort of led me to like want to spend more time with, my high school friends that I used to play Halo with. Like, do more teamwork.
Dude, we could all play Halo. Get a computer, man. Come on. Oh, by the way, Rachel said you have 5 seconds to unsend a message on Instagram. 5 seconds. You ain't got time to think about it again. You better be like, boom, boom. Good decision, bad decision. Let me tell you what, that never happens.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna send it, you should be confident in sending it. Right? Easier said than done.
Confidence is a tough thing.
It really is, man.
I don't know about you, but that's something I've struggled with at times.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and sometimes I feel like you get too confident. Get way too confident.
Yeah. I've been caught up in like this weird cycle of confidence, and then the confidence where it's like, oh, like this is gonna work, and then it's like, oh wait, no, it's not gonna work, or it's more specifically like in relationships where I'm like confidence, like, oh, like she's into me, and then I'm like, wait, and then I sort of
go back on it.
I don't know. I had a diagram I made. It's like a state machine, where it's like the lack of confidence is like, oh well, I don't have a shot. So then like it sort of leads to like a sort of reckless carelessness, and I'm like, oh, I don't care. And then that leads to a confidence where I'm like, oh wait, I do have a shot. And then like, but then I'm like caught up in like the outcome.
Well, that's a release of inhibition, is what that is, man. That's just alcohol.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to quit drinking again.
I always say I'm going to, and I'm not great at it. What I'm great at doing is moderating and it being fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm really good at.
Yeah, so maybe that's what I need. Just maybe I'll be fine with moderation.
Well, it's hard to do, but it's so easy to like chill on a beer after work too.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I don't know. That means something different for everybody. I like to think I have it figured out. I maybe drink like twice a week, 3 times a week, maybe. Excuse me. I work, dude. I can't. True. I can't. The hangovers get so bad.
Yeah, because like one beer becomes like, okay, now I need two beers to relax. Now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna drink this weekend, right? So.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. I think it's a good thing. I meet a lot of really amazing people in the recovery community that was their drug of choice, and they're all wonderful people, man. It can be done. Recovery is possible. It's just a deep journey. You really have to learn to understand yourself and how to accept others, how they am, treat people like resources, and there's a whole culture shift, and that's what we struggle with in society with the addiction community, if you want to call it that, is they're punished basically for a symptom of their disorder.
Yeah.
So in doing that, you have to figure out why they're in pain. That can go a bunch of different ways. I'm not going to go on this rant about addiction.
No, that's important.
I think it's important to just understand that the people are just, in general, I think, trying to get better.
Yeah. Always. Yeah, I think. No, that's a good point about like the last month or so I was using. Well, I think is it an avoidance of? I wonder like what made me initially, get drunk a lot. Was it like avoidance of pain or like social lubricant? Probably a bit of both.
Well, yeah, I think it's that. I mean, it's also just like fun too.
It's true. It is a lot of fun.
That I think that's really why I did it, to have fun and just be an idiot with my friends. But
that's true.
I feel like I learned that I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
Yeah. You should. There's like the Jordan Peterson drinking song.
I don't know that. I like Jordan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his work.
I think I told you about that musician who does like weird like mashups.
Do you know how to share your screen on this?
I can just send you a link.
Oh, okay. Hold up. What are you sending me again?
Oh, alcohol. Oh, here we go. See. Here. I've never watched this music video. This is about alcohol.
Men, this right here, crusty, sandpaper.
Oh, freaking ads. Crusty sandpaper. You don't want skin like that.
You don't want that. Get something better for your skin.
I finally decided to do it. I upgraded myself.
You moisturize?
I'm about to be a new man after this.
This is it?
I think so, yeah.
Better than alcohol, man. Yeah, and the funny thing is, if you're trying to stop drinking, you need something better than alcohol. And alcohol's pretty good. So you better find something a lot better, man. Estimable people do estimable things. It's like, yeah, well, you want to figure out something that you're doing with your life that's worth not getting drunk and screwing up. You might say, well, why do people drink too much? If you like alcohol, that's a stupid question. Why do people drink too much? Well, because it's great. So why stop? Well, you do stupid things when you're drunk. You hurt yourself, you compromise your health. It's really hard on the people around you. You tend to turn into a liar, and it screws up your life. It's like, yeah, but it's pretty fun.
Like that Chris Farley painting.
Yeah, well, it is.
Just want to say that.
Know who that is?
You need something better than that. And what's better is
Do you know Theo Von?
being straight and
He's the other guy
making
interviewing him.
mistakes. It's like that's all prohibition in some sense. What's better is
I like this.
no, you need an adventure, man. Alcohol is an
I like
interesting
this matchup with
alcohol.
Opie, actually.
It's a hell of a drug.
I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
Alcohol. It's a great drug.
Dude, Pinocchio is such a strange movie. Have you watched it recently, dude?
Yeah.
I watched it with my girlfriend. She had never seen it, and the scene where they're turning into donkeys is fucking disturbing. I was like, this is making me feel all kinds of weird.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and they're like being shipped off to like the salt mines or something.
Yeah, old cartoons are whack.
It makes you more extroverted and enthusiastic, more full of positive emotion. And the second thing it does is reduce anxiety.
Wild match.
Well, he's basically saying everything we just said.
But the problem is,
Yeah, exactly.
well, it's a great drug. For the moment, alcohol is an interesting drug.
I can't believe he said this much about it.
Is that?
Yeah, there's the donkeys.
It's a great drug.
Yeah, this.
But the problem is, it's a great drug. Alcohol is an interesting drug because it actually doesn't
You like
make
Chris
people
Farley?
stupid. People who are drunk will
I think
take
he's
far more risk, and you might
pretty
say, well,
funny.
that's because they're too
Tommy
stupid
Boy,
to
right?
take the risk.
Yeah, well, he
No.
died years ago.
If you ask them about
Yeah,
things
yeah.
when they're drunk,
Crispy Tips, what's up, dude?
what it stops them from doing is
It's my boy Chris.
about the risk.
We're watching
I
this
think-
funny Jordan Peterson
High
thing.
speed in a car, which is a really stupid thing to do.
I'm gonna
It's fun.
close. I think we got it.
Yeah, for sure, man. No, but yeah, the point, like, yeah, he's like, it helps people do stupid, like, have the confidence to do, like, stupid things or take risks. And
Why? What's the deal here?
yeah, it's like part of, like,
How do I? Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, I'm listening. Don't mind me.
yeah, like part of, yeah, you need, like, I feel like you need an adventure, right? You need to, like, do something where you're out of your comfort zone and, like, are taking risks. And
Yeah, I agree with that. Because it's so easy to just carry on, especially when it's hurt. It's like when it hurts. It's like a weird downer drug you get from things that aren't good for you. Because it's something, you're feeling something about it. You ever feel that way?
wait, say that again. You sort of,
Get like a weird addiction to things that are bad for you.
oh, for sure.
Because it's still something.
Right.
But my
just-
point was, like, you can so easily just carry on without adventure. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah. And you can, like, create a substitute for the alcohol or whatever becomes a substitute for, like, the real adventure.
Well, and we medicate people too. So from what I've been told, I don't take any SSRIs or anything like that. But a lot of people will say that it takes away the adventure and you don't feel as much. And do I think some people need medication? Absolutely. Medication's good. But I think it's important to get to the root of your pain, a person's pain too, as well. And a lot of it's adventure, bro. We need adventure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, for me, like, going to Africa and shit,
That's an adventure.
exactly, I was like,
That's exactly what that is, bro.
and I mean, when I was there, I, had a few drinks because fucking takes the edge off.
What are they drinking in where were you, Tanzania?
Tanzania? Yeah, just like, I don't know, just beer. Or
beer?
actually, I had this like shitty weird gin on the beach with some guys. That was fun.
Were you just like hanging out with the people of the villages and stuff?
Well, this one guy, I met this one guy who like showed me around. You know, he was like I was walking around the streets and like didn't really know what I was doing, you know, just like looking for something to do before I went to the village. And this guy like just came up to me and started talking English, and he was like very, you know, charming and funny, and like he knew English, so he like became my little tour guide, and like, you know, I'd buy him lunch or something. But then like the next day he like took me, he was like, hey, tomorrow we're gonna go out to the island out there, and we just like went on a little
excursion,
got on a small ass boat, and he had like, you know, 3 of his friends with us, and just like on the boat they bought like, you know, fresh fish and like fresh vegetables from the market.
Yum.
On this tiny ass boat, no life jackets, like the like creepy. A 45-minute ride, and the waves are going up and down. Like the fisherman has like, or the boat captain is like, you know, moving the little motor boat behind him, and like he's got a fishing line wrapped around his foot with like, you know, trying to catch fish behind him.
That's what they do every day, those guys. Yeah. That's what they do every day. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. That's adventure.
Yeah, for them, I'm sure it's just normal, you know. but
true.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I wonder, like, you know, you ever? I mean, I fantasize about like, you know, trying a different job, like, what it would be like to, you know, be like one of those ice fishermen in Alaska or something, you know.
I don't know that I'd want to try it though, dude. You would want to do that, like a Deadliest Catch type of deal?
No, not that one. That would just.
Have you ever been on? Well, you have been on like a fishing boat, like far out in the ocean where you don't see any land. Have you been out that far before?
No.
It's a different time, man. And out there are like the worst seas in the entire globe. I couldn't do it. People die. I'm not trying to talk you out of it though. If you want to do.
No, I was just giving an example. You know.
You get a paycheck. You get paid after that, man.
Yeah. Or like the you never heard of Sebastian Junger?
No.
He wrote like the book. I think he wrote the book The Perfect Storm.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie. That's a really sad movie, but a really good movie.
That is sad.
It was a book first, yes.
It was, yeah. He also had a job. Where he would climb trees and like, I forget what he did. Just like, it was also kind of a dangerous job that involved like logging or something. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I should just go to Africa and like build a school or something and do the kind of physical labor.
You're feeling. I can sense it. You're feeling the call to the wild. Go do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. I tell that to people all the time. They're like, well, I don't know if I want to do, like, what do you feel like you got to do? You may need time to think about that, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like, do what you want, because if you're not, like, I don't know how you feel about this, but like, I feel like the universe kind of starts to understand how to give back to you when you're intentional. So just go. Take the trip.
It's true. Maybe it's, yeah.
Where you want to go, Antarctica?
Maybe I got to go back to Africa.
Africa. Where else have you been?
Maybe Panama. Well, I went to a school in Panama for a week too. It was like on top of a mountain. We were doing like similar like educational stuff, but they were
Panama. Yeah.
The song is very sexy. It's, you know,
very sexy song. Van Halen was great. Van Halen, rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. By the way.
Oh, did he die recently?
He died like a couple months ago, I want to say. Mm-hmm. One of the greatest ever.
He was talented. Yeah, he made it pretty far too. A lot of those artists, you know, they just.
It's hard, man, and it takes a lot out of people, and the music business is so crooked. So I give anyone, Like I know some guys that have quote unquote made it in music, like from Connecticut, and they worked hard to get there, dude. And I don't even think they're making that much. It's not what it used to be. There's no rock stars anymore. Well, there are, I guess.
Yeah.
The Jonas Brothers, maybe.
A lot of rappers too.
Yeah. 50 Cent. He was the guy when we were young. Like, he was the rapper. 50 Cent and Eminem. I liked Nas, and Nelly was pretty big too.
Nelly. Lil Wayne was later.
Yeah, Lil Wayne was. I think of Dedrick every time I hear Lil Wayne. Dedrick, if you're still here, what up? Every time. Dedrick was obsessed with Lil Wayne. That's so funny.
Oh, DMX.
Rest in peace, DMX, for sure.
Dude, I read his autobiography. It's insane.
Yeah, he was unique, wasn't he?
Yeah.
There was no one else like DMX. He was that angry black man, just letting you have it.
I remember one part of the book was like, someone one time asked if I stole something. Like, I don't steal, I rob. Like, like stealing. It's like you're making sure they're not looking. You know, you're sneaking around. Robbing, I go up to a motherfucker and I take it.
In Skyrim, there is a difficulty for sneaking, but not for robbing.
DMX would be good. So
good Rob level. Rob level 99.
Rob level 99. Exactly.
99. All right, dude, man. I think I'm gonna we're gonna wrap her up. We'll do it again for sure.
I'm tired, so.
I'm tired too. I feel the same way. I just feel like it's time.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to do this again, man. Like I said, we can get Dedrick on here. And
let's do it.
Any homies. I mean, I think we have a lot of people in the community now that like want to speak and like want to come on the show, which is cool.
Now that I've had my cherry popped, I might, have learned a few lessons.
Oh yeah. I mean, no need to really think that way because I mean it is what it is.
Sure.
You know, we're just having conversations, and that's what this is all about. Honestly, honestly, that's what it's all about. I mean, I'd love to have you on. Have an edible next time.
What's that, me?
Eat an edible next time you come on, and just roll the dice.
We can sync up our wavelengths.
Yeah, that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man.
Anything you want to say to homies watching? I think Dedrick's still in here.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, man. No, I got nothing.
All right, bro.
I admire your lights. I think it's good luck. So.
Thanks, man. I really like the lights. It's about aesthetic, you know? That's what it's all about. All right, man. I'll be in touch. This will probably go on YouTube, too, so I'll get you the link, and all that stuff will be available for everyone. I'm just gonna end the call and say something real quick and end the stream. So I'll catch you later, bro.
Hey, man. See ya.
See ya. Oh. What's up, everybody? I'm just gonna keep it in the Zoom view. I don't really care. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. It was a really fun conversation with Kev. Looking forward to getting him back on. The funny thing about these conversations sometimes is they take a long time to get in the zone. It's like you need almost more than an hour and a half. But this is the cards we were given. It was great to have Kev on either way. I'm going to send you guys off with some tunes, and that'll be it. Adios. Yeah.